There we go. And we are up and running. How to become hugely successful with mp4, part 3. And it's the last one in this trilogy of calls and trainings that we've been doing these last Saturdays. Thank you to all of you for taking the time on a Saturday morning to be here. I'm going to give you a lot of information. It's going to help you to be successful, earn good money, make a difference to the planet, and we might have some fun at the same time. Let's see what we can do about that. So here we go. A short recap of what we've done the last 2 weeks. Repetition is so important. The short presentation, where we want you to become independent, to be able to present to people when they're interested, morning, afternoon, or evening, middle of the night. I really don't mind, just as long as you can do the short presentation and become successful. 2 secrets for success in network marketing: duplication and personal development. Today, the training is going to be mainly about personal development. The short presentation is by far the most important instrument of duplication in the academy, and thus in the whole of mp4. The second part of the mp4 trilogy is the Wheel of Success. Going to be saying more about that in a moment. And the third part is team building. The team building training is by far the most important instrument of personal development in the academy, and thus in the whole of mp4. So right at the beginning now, please let me explain to you and point out to you once again how everything fits together in what we do. We have 3 parts to the trilogy, and we're talking about duplication and personal development. The first part, short presentation and the right start, it's about duplication. The Wheel of Success in the middle is about duplication and personal development mixed. And the third part, team building, is all about personal development. So you can see how it's all balanced out really nicely. The short presentation, your guests have 3 questions, either consciously or unconsciously. You know what they are. Is it easy? Can I do it? Can I earn money with it? What's the product? Every single piece of information that does not serve to answer one of these 3 questions is superfluous and counterproductive. That means negative, has a negative effect. The right start. Let me give you some advice on how you too can get really good at doing the right start, which follows on beautifully after the short presentation. We've given you the slides in a certain sequence, obviously, but now you're free to say what you want to say. That's your freedom here. So follow the flow and sequence of the presentation. Bring each page to life with your own words. To do this, regularly attend the presentations and trainings. Obviously, better to attend them with a guest, but even if you don't have a guest, go in there. Louise does a great job. Learn each time, listen each time, even if you spend half an hour in there, watching the short presentation and especially the right start, yeah? And you spend half an hour and you only get one good idea where you say, oh, I could use that for the right start. Even if you only pick up one piece of information where you can say, oh, that's good for the right start, it will have been worth your while being there, spending those 30 minutes, listening to the short presentation, some testimonials, and the right start, and you picked up something that you can use to make you better at doing the right start. The better you get, the more partners you will be able to register in your team. The more partners you have in your team, the more money you will earn. The more money you will earn, not only the better quality of life that you have, the more successful you will feel, you will become, and the more that will spread to your team, you'll know how to help them become successful. Everyone's happier. Listen carefully to each speaker and learn from them. Collect what you like best for each page and what best suits your own style of expression. This is important. We're not asking you to become someone different. We're asking you to develop, to grow, to become. And that means to become yourself, who you are. So your style of expression, the way you want to explain things, the way you speak, that's what you should be gathering when you visit people doing the right start. Let's go through the wheel of success again. We did the wheel of success last week, and I'm going to show it to you slightly differently this time. But the major things are, of course, exactly the same. I've just given you a different design. Hope you like it. The wheel of success. Write down your name list, your list of names. You can't go wrong with this one. Everyone you know. Do not prejudge. Do not decide for others. Write down everyone. You do not know who they know. They will lead you to people who will either become your customers or your partners. Write down everyone. And then invite. The important thing here is remember that you are just sorting. The invitation is to sort people into two different groups. One group wants to get more information and hear about this fantastic business opportunity. And the other group does not want to hear about the business opportunity, is not interested in attending a presentation. Your job is not to get everyone who you invite to a presentation, besides which it will never happen. But that's not your job. Your job is to get a yes or a no. That means a no has the same value as a yes. That means you do not need to take it personally when someone says they're not interested in more information. Make sense? It's your protection. You get them to a presentation, short presentation followed by the right start. You know how to do that now because we've been speaking about it enough. We've given you the speaker's guidelines. I'm suggesting you visit presentations and listen to the right start a lot so that you can do it. You present. And then afterwards, you ask the question, first of all, what did you like best? Speak about what your guest likes best, not what you like best. More about that later when we get onto team building, yeah? And then if the host has done his job properly, if the host has also sorted into different groups, number one says yes. The host says this after the short presentation, before the right start. Number one, please stay now for the right start. You're the ones who want to do the business. We say welcome to the team. The number twos still have some questions. Please stay for the right start. We're going to give you the information you need to become either number one, you want to do the business, or you're number three. For whatever reason, and we respect your reasons, the business is not for you. Please stay in touch with the person who invited you. You might want to buy a plastic neutrality package so that you also can help clean up the plastic waste problem on the planet today. So if all that has been done properly, you ask your guest after a presentation, first of all, what did you like best? And then, however long you want to speak about that, you ask, I'm really interested, are you a number one or a number two? Number one will already know they want to get going. Number two will probably say, no, I'm not sure. And that's when you tell them what they are. You say, oh, if you're not sure you're a number two, you still have some questions. How can I help you? Yeah. So you tell them, people will be grateful to you when you tell them what they are. It's the big question in life. Who am I? What am I? Why am I here? Yeah. Well, at the moment, you're here to become an mp4 partner and improve the quality of your life while you're helping to clean up the planet if you want to. And I'm going to try and get you all the information you need so that you can do that. Yeah. That's not exactly what you say to them, of course. I'm making some fun now. And then you get them registered as soon as possible. Get them up and running. The law of diminishing intent, going to show you that straight away. Get them to the training as soon as possible. Training, training, training. Get them to the trainings, get them to the academy, get them doing The mp4 trilogy exercise, important. And then, as I said, the trilogy exercise, whether you've done it already or not, do it again with them. If you haven't done it yet, why not? And then you just duplicate. That means you do the same thing over and over and over again, and you get your partners to do the same thing over and over again. Name list, invitation, presentation, ask the questions, register them straight away, get them to the trainings in the academy, do the trilogy exercise, and duplicate. This is your mp4 activity. This is what we do to become successful. And dear friends, dear partners, it never gets boring. It's always different because you're always doing it with someone new, with new partners in your team. You're helping them to success. So let's have again a look at the law of diminishing intent. This applies not only to mp4, this applies to so many things in life, doesn't it? Let's have a look. The longer you wait to take action, the less likely you are to take action. Applied to mp4, that means that if you have a number one, get them registered straight away, because if you let them sleep on it, if they say, you know, I won't have time, today is Saturday, call me on Tuesday, I have more time, you really want to say to them, it's only going to take a couple of minutes. I'd really like to get you up and running now. Do you have any time tomorrow for a couple of minutes, morning or afternoon? Remember to ask the alternative question. Always give an alternative. Because if you wait the 3 or 4 days, look how much enthusiasm they lose. Look how much motivation they lose. It's a normal human reaction. We all do it. And your guest does it as well. So get them registered as soon as you can. For yourself, here comes personal development. For yourself, identify what is stopping you from doing what you know you should do. Applied to mp4, do you have a fear of public speaking? Well, study the short presentation and the speaker's guidelines. Practice with your sponsor, practice with your upline. If there's no one in the whole of Spain who will listen to you, and there are, come to me and tell me who your sponsor and your upline is, and I'll speak to them while I'm not helping you. No, that won't be necessary because we're all going to help each other, yeah? So just study the short presentation, the speaker's guidelines. You do not have to be afraid of speaking in public. Do you have a fear of rejection? They could say no. It hurts. Deep down inside, we have fears of being rejected, yeah? Study the Wheel of Success, part 2, the invitation. As I said to you, if someone says no, well done. You've done your job. Your job was to get a yes or a no. Congratulations. No fear of rejection. A fear of being overwhelmed. Study the Wheel of Success, part 3, presentation. You will know what to say after the presentation. You won't have to wonder, oh, how do I speak to them? What do I do now? Should I say this? Should I say that? We tell you, we help you. We want you to grow and become successful. A fear of responsibility. Study the Wheel of Success, part 4, training. Dear friends, I've said it before, I'm saying it to you again. Please listen carefully. You are not responsible for the success of your partners. You are responsible for showing your partners where they can get everything they need so that they become successful. If you encourage them to come to the trainings, if you do the mp4 trilogy exercise with them, you are taking care of your responsibility. What they do with that, that is their responsibility, not yours. You've shown them, you've done your best. More about this later. Okay, we are moving on now to the third part of the trilogy, team building. Team building. Pure personal development. It's beautiful. We're here to learn, to grow, to become. So there are 7 quotes for the exercise and a couple of quotes afterwards as well. But in the mp4 trilogy exercise, we're asking you to write down every day the quote of the day, 1 to 7, write it down by hand, and read it again before you go to bed. So the first one is develop great relationships. Now listen, don't worry, I've put the English there. When you go to the academy and look at this, you'll only be seeing the Spanish. But even though I know mostly what's coming, I wanted you to have the Spanish and me to have the English, okay? Develop great relationships. These are your partners. And Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Make them feel welcome. Make them feel important. Give them your attention. Phone them regularly. Do the trilogy exercise with them. Tell them there's a training coming up, which is going to be important for them. Help them. That way you will make them feel good about them being here, them being with mp4, and they'll never forget that, and they'll be grateful to you. And it's the beginning of duplication because they'll do the same thing with their partners. Number 2, lead with humility. People who have worked with me closer or been on my trainings before know what I say about this one. Let's get you as an issue out of the way so that we can concentrate on them, your guests, your partners. They are the important ones, not you, yeah? We know you're great. We're not going to believe that you're great because you tell us that you're great or because you make it all about you. On the contrary, we're going to say, whoa, they really think they're fantastic, don't they? I can learn something from them watching the team building or this or that, but, you know, why do they have to make me feel small while they make themselves so big and important? It happens in every single network marketing company. It happens all through the industry. I've seen it happening for 34 years. It happens. Lead with humility. And the quote that we want to write down, be more concerned with making others feel good about themselves than you are making them feel good about you. Let's get you as an issue out of the way. You are going to have to do that. You're going to have to do that by concentrating on your partners. The more you concentrate on your partners, give them what they need, help them to be successful, the more successful you will become. The more successful you are, the less you actually need to tell others how great and how fantastic you are, because it will show. And you'll build a strong team, you're duplicating. Number 3, learn to listen. We've already said this after the presentation. Ask them, what did you like best? And listen to the answer and speak to them about what interests them. The quote there, attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. You're being generous with your time and your attention because your partners, all your partners, every partner is important. Every single one. If you really pay attention to them, you'll be asking them questions and you'll be listening to the answers. The next quote, be inquisitive. Ask them, ask your partners about themselves. What are their goals? Remember their goals, write down their goals. In 6 months' time, when they tell you it's going pretty well, but it's not going as fast as I hoped it would, remind them of thinking long-term, think of their goals, yeah? It all takes time. That's the beginning of the wheel of success, remember? the ups and downs, the emotional roller coaster. Be inquisitive, ask them questions and write down what they say, learn about them. What are their dreams? Where do they want to travel to? What do they actually want to do in life? And the quote, people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. So important, everyone. And this applies again to what we've been saying before about being humble, about getting you as an issue out of the way when you're doing a presentation. And again, you can hear this everywhere in all the presentations, not only of network marketing companies, maybe other presentations which normal companies do, where someone is speaking about themselves. Yeah, they care about themselves, how great they are, what they do. In Amplivo, maybe how big their team is, in how many countries they have partners, how long they've been here, how important they are, how close they are to the founders, whatever. Yeah, stop it. Stop it. People want to know that you care about them, that you care about their success. You are not building a team and getting partners so that you have a new audience listening to you, everything that you do, everything that you do for yourself, pretending that you're doing it for others. Well, you're doing it for others a little bit, but too much of you in there. Let's get you as an issue out of the way. Let's keep the presentation shorter, answering those three questions. Is it easy? Can I do it? Can I earn money? What's the product? That's what a guest wants to know. Your partners want to know, how do I become successful? And you tell them, you visit the academy, you visit the trainings, you come to the conventions, you listen and you write down the good ideas, and you practice by doing it, and by doing it, you're going to get better. Yeah. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Become a caring person. Next quote, number 5, set a good example. I think that's an obvious one. Set a good example. Go to the trainings yourself. Do the trilogy exercise with them. Accompany them through the three weeks, no matter how often that you've done it. Help them to find out where they get the information. When they phone you up with a question and you know that it's in the academy, you know it's in the Wheel of Success or somewhere else, say that's a really good question. Have you looked in the Wheel of Success in the academy? You don't want to become a manager answering everybody's questions, because if you answer the questions of your partners, what are they going to do when their partners start asking them questions? They're going to say, oh, that's a really good question. Phone so-and-so, yeah, phone my sponsor. Tell them the name, whatever the name is. Yeah? And soon you're getting lots and lots and lots of questions. You don't want that. Don't become a manager. Always be finding new partners and increasing your income, doubling your income, tripling your income. The quote there is from Paulo Coelho. The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. So set a good example. It's as simple as that. If you're a parent, it's what we have to do with our children. If you're a sponsor, it's what we have to do with our partners. Create a team culture. A team culture includes everyone. It really hurts when you hear some people say, oh, that partner in my team, they haven't done anything the last 12 months. I don't bother with them. Well, I've seen partners in companies be there for 2 years doing practically nothing. They come to the meetings, come to the conventions, they like being there, and suddenly one day it clicks and they understand and they sponsor their first person after 2 years. I've seen this. And that person gets going and your original partner says, oh, wow, I need another one. And they get another one and suddenly they take off. because you've created a team culture. Here comes Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King. What did the world lose there in 1968 when he was assassinated? Terrible. We lost a great leader there. Anyway, his quote is, "We may have all come on different ships, but we are in the same boat now." Your partners might have come from all different directions, from different ships. Some left school early, just with the basic qualifications. Some went to university. Some have slept under a bridge and been homeless and been out of work. Some have become very successful and got a lot of money. Yeah. Some are old, some are young, some are women, some are men. Some have traveled to lots of different countries. Some have stayed in their same village all the time. It does not matter. If you have any judgments about that, get rid of your judgments. Why are you judging people? Everyone here can become successful. It's often the ones who you think don't have much of a chance because they left school early without a proper education, they're unemployed, or they've not been very successful, they don't speak a lot, whatever. Why? Don't judge them. They're the ones who might need it most. They're the ones who might be most motivated. They might not show it, but they're the ones who need it most, and they're thinking and they're thinking and they're thinking. They write their list of names and they invite and they build a team, and you get surprised. Why? You get surprised because you had a judgment. Get rid of your judgments. Everyone here belongs in our boat. Everyone belongs in the mp4 ship. Everyone can arrive at their destination with mp4. And the last of the 7 quotes, which you will do on the 7th day, when you're doing the trilogy exercise, become a good mentor. Become a good mentor. Rudolf Steiner on this one. You will not be a good teacher if you focus only on what you do and not upon who you are. Who you are means this personal development that we're talking about. This personal development is so important, that you become, that you develop, that you find your true self, that you can show yourself as you really are, as you felt on the inside how you are, probably for a long time, yeah? So obviously, you become a good teacher by doing all the things we've spoken about and by working on yourself. And people feel it. You vibrate differently. You emanate differently. You give off a different energy. Yeah? You start to become successful. And people like being around successful people who help them, who are humble, who showed them how they can become successful and duplicate. It's all part of the personal development. So those are the 7 quotes for the 7 days of the exercise, but I've put in one here on Michelangelo. Michelangelo. In every block of marble, I see a statue as clearly as though it stood before me, shaped and perfect in attitude and action. I have only to hew away the rough walls that imprison the lovely apparition to reveal it to the eyes of others as my own do see it. So Michelangelo had this gift. He's saying that he sees a block of marble, and inside he sees the figure that he wants to carve. And because he sees it, he just has to carve away at the outside, remove the marble, and reveal the figures that is in there. And he did this, the most famous one, in the statue of David in Florence. You know, David, before he's about to go into battle with Goliath, and he's standing there with the sling over his shoulder and looking to one side, and he's got that stance, his legs, yeah? One is standing very straight and the other one is resting, yeah? One is giving him solidity, connecting him to the earth, power, and the other leg is ready to move, ready to take that first step. It's a wonderful statue. Yeah. Now, that block of marble had been there for 40 years. It belonged to the city of Florence, and the council of the city had asked different artists and sculptors to make the statue of David that they wanted. But none of them could do it for 40 years because in the bottom half of this big block of marble was a split, a gap, and they didn't know what to do with it. Young Michelangelo gets the commission from the Council of Florence to carve this statue of David, and he sees in the block of marble how he can use the gap. One leg standing powerfully straight and the other leg ready to move and take a step, and this is the gap. And he saw it. So why have I put this quote in there? Because that's the way that we should be looking at our partners. Don't look at them thinking whether they'll be successful or not, or you have to work with them, oh dear. No, look what's inside them. Look at the mp4 partner waiting to be revealed to the world. The partner who could do his list of names, invite, present, go to the trainings, build a team, do the personal development, become successful, and reveal to the world that this is a successful person who can grow, who can develop, who can become. Have that look from the very beginning. Look at them gently, look into their eyes, look at them knowing that they can become successful. If you do that, I promise you, you will have a good team culture. If you can do that, I promise you, everyone will feel good in your team. Everyone will feel good when you're doing a training or a presentation or talking to them. Michelangelo. Well, there are 3 more quotes after that. Please go into the Academy, look at them. Please enjoy doing the trilogy exercise. And let's move on to something very special, which connects with what I've just been talking about. I want to talk to you now about the importance of smiling. Here it comes, and I'll tell you why it's important. First impressions. You do not get a second chance to make a good first impression. That is so logical. There's no way that you can answer with that. Now, you know I love the neuropsychology of network marketing. Let me explain something to you. What the neurological studies of the brain show. 80% of your opinion of someone you are meeting for the first time is formed within the first 3 seconds. In the first 3 seconds, you meet someone new. That means seeing them on a screen like this. If they're doing the short presentation, the right start, or being the host or doing a training. Someone you're seeing for the first time, 80% of what you think about them is formed in the first 3 seconds, because everything comes up from the subconscious mind. People who look similar to this person, who've got the same kind of voice, who move like they do, who are dressed like they do, who have the same kind of hair, style, if they've got hair, and or bald people, and the background or where you're meeting them, 80%, yeah? So now don't get lazy. I once had someone say to me, this is quite a while ago, not here in mp4, say to me, oh, but there's 20% left over in case I don't make a good impression in the first 3 seconds. Yes, that's true, but for goodness sake, isn't it easier to use the first 80 seconds than having to use the other 20 seconds to fight against the impression that you made? Of course it is. People who smile are healthier, more successful, have better relationships, seen by others to have more self-confidence, people who smile. This is important information here, analysis. not opinion, facts. Let's continue with the importance of smiling. First impressions, take a look. You're on holiday somewhere, and it's a village in a foreign country, and you can't find the way back to your hotel. He's obviously from the village. Do you want to ask him? I'm not so sure. Is he going to be friendly? Yes, look at him. What a beautiful smile. Of course he's going to be friendly. Also at the hotel, there's a young girl staying there. Uh-oh, she's on the beach, but she's not looking so happy, is she? Has something gone wrong? Has she had an argument with her traveling companion? Has she lost her passport? It looks like a problem. Poor girl. Oh no, she's having a good holiday. She's okay. She's okay. What a beautiful smile. Also in the village, you meet a young boy. You've got children, same age. They want to play with him, but you're not so sure. He's not looking happy. He might get difficulties at home. Do his parents hit him, or they don't have enough food to eat, or whatever? Oh, no, look, he's a lovely boy. Sure, he can play with your children. And there's a market in the village, and you visit it, and you're thinking of buying something. And this man has got a stall. Oh, is he going to charge you too much money? Are the products really good? I'm not so sure. Oh, yes, now I'm sure. Now I'm sure. I'm going to buy from him. Smile, the importance of smiling. Let's get some more benefits of smiling. Smiling releases dopamine and serotonin in your brain. These are very important chemicals in your brain, neurotransmitters. They're known as the feel-good chemicals and neurotransmitters because they give you a good feeling, a happy feeling. These feel-good neurotransmitters ease tension, relieve stress, relax muscles, slow the heartbeat, lower blood pressure, and boost the immune system. That's pretty good. Those are pretty good health benefits, all because you made the effort to smile, to use those muscles to smile. And smiling helps release dopamine and serotonin, and the feeling, the positive feeling that they create can last for up to 30 seconds. Up to 30 seconds. All you have to do is smile. So now I want to talk to you about something which I'm very passionate about. Prepare yourself. I might get worked up about this one. You can hear for many years, for decades now, facts and figures about communication, how people take in what we are telling them. And these figures have been open to misuse and to misunderstanding by people who teach it, but who don't understand it themselves. Look at this. 55% of what we take in is from the body language. 38% is from the intonation. That means what we do with the voice. And only 7% is content. So you can hear some so-called motivational speakers who should be banned from the stage from teaching anyone anything. You can hear them saying, so concentrate on your body language, because the 55% is the most, what you do with your hands, how you stand, how you move, you know, and how you emphasize, because there's 38% intonation. Learn to emphasize some words. That's important, it's 38%, and only 7% is content. So here we go. Dear friends, dear Amplivo partners, it is how you feel about the 7% content. It is how you connect yourself with the 7% content. It is how you love and live the content that dictates the 55% body language. Only the very best can pretend. 99.9% of all human beings cannot do that. but love your content. It dictates your body language. You'll be okay with your body language if you love your content. And it is how you love your content, how you feel about it, how you gather the information, how you embrace your content, that dictates entirely your intonation. So now again, you understand why it's important that you do the trilogy exercise, that you attend the presentations and the trainings and come to the conventions and go into the academy and learn and grow and develop and become the content. Dear friends, our Amplivo content is fantastic. There are other companies who are jealous of our academy. There are other companies who wish that they could set up the kind of system, the kind of success system that we are putting in place, that we have put in place, and that we continue to put in place for you. But what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? That's for you to decide. That's not our responsibility. We give you everything that we can so that you can become responsible. What you do with it is your responsibility. I think you've heard that before. I think you've heard that one about you not being responsible for the success of your partners. Yeah. Of course you can do things with body language. Listen, I've done all-day trainings on communication, mornings and afternoons. People who came in saying they've never spoken in public, they can't do the short presentation. By the end of the afternoon, they can do the short presentation and the right start and speak in public, morning and afternoon. I'd love one day to be able to do some live seminars like that again for you guys. But obviously, body language is important. Yeah, the smile belongs to the body language. Obviously, the intonation is important, what you do with your voice. Later this year, there'll be a training, a video coming into the academy about the 5 elements you should practice so that your intonation gets better. Yeah. In the meantime, just love that content, learn the 7% content, live with the content, and your body language and your intonation are going to be good enough for you to find lots of partners and for you to become very successful. So let's move on. I just want you to relax now and just look at these. I'm sure we can agree they're all the same. There's no difference. There's no difference. Take a good look at these. There's no difference. Relax. Take a look at these. Is there a difference? No, no difference. And now look. Well, the mouths are obviously different, so now look at the eyes. Are the eyes different? Yes, they are. So, how does this happen? They say that the eyes are the door to the soul of a person, to the real inside of a person. Yes, the eyes are the door, but there's a key to the door, and the key to the door is the mouth. If you smile, you're opening up to someone, you're building a relationship, you're letting them know that you care about them, because they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So take away your protective shield, smile, look them in the eyes, be there for them. Yeah. The one in the middle, it's pretty normal. Yeah. Okay. But look on the right there, that guy. Not happy. What kind of energy are they giving off? Yeah. It's not even a serious energy. It's an unhappy energy. Get your smile working. The importance of smiling. Remember, alone, we are but a single word. Together, we are a poem. And what we want to do is become a poem together. Because together, we can move mountains. Together, we can help everyone become successful. Together, we can make a difference to the planet. We are not together when we separate someone out by saying, they haven't done anything for 6 months, I'm not going to bother with them. We are not all together when someone is trying to show they're better than everyone else, yeah? In Amplivo, my attitude, no one is better than anyone else. And if you're a good leader, you always want your partners to become more successful than you are. I might have told you this before. I was #1 in the telecommunications company. And when I went to #2, it was because one of my partners who I worked with intensely for 3 years became the #1. I was so happy for him. I knew how much he wanted it. But people came up to me and asked me, people who didn't know me very well, Elliot, well, you're not #1 anymore. How does it feel? I said, great. They said, why? How can you feel? I said, because he's #1 and he really wants it and he deserves it. Oh, and by the way, and listen to this, dear Amplivo members, the more successful he is, the more successful I am. The more money he earns, the more money I earn. In Amplivo, the more successful your partners are, the more we achieve our mission of removing plastic waste from the environment. And I love our mission, yeah? So we can be happy when our partners are successful. A good leader, a good teacher, always wants their pupils to become better than they are, yeah? Let's do that together. I'm here for the long run. I want to work with everyone, but especially people who take responsibility for their own success by using everything that we are creating. Yeah? So, after these 3 trainings, I really hope that you will all feel able to do the short presentation, that we will all listen to people doing the right start so that you can do the right start as well for yourself one day. I'd love to see a team grow up here who are doing another presentation during the week alongside the one that Luis is doing, yeah? Luis should carry on doing the presentations and the trainings that he's doing because he's done a great job. I mean, look how Spain has grown, yeah? As I said before, you've got a great leader there and you've got some great leaders around him coming up wanting to work. I can envisage, if this is interesting for you, it's your guys' decision, a second day of the week, evening of the week, where your guests can come to see short presentation, hear some testimonials, the right start, and be a #1 or a #2. And #3s didn't stay for the right start, just the #1s and the #2s, yeah? And I can see a group of people, I see this happening in other countries, and I see the growth that they have in other countries where there's 4, 5, 6 different people, so they're sharing it one week after the other. Who does the short presentation? Who does the right start? And Luis would be a great host because he's already a great host. But Luis doesn't want to be a host for the rest of his life. Other people come along and become good hosts and good speakers, yeah? And the 4, 5, 6 who might start off saying, yeah, I'd like to be part of this group and do short presentations for everyone for the whole of Spain. You don't want to be doing that for the rest of your life, but get started and more people will come up. This is how we grow and develop. I'm here if you want any help or advice, or if I can do anything. I just want you all to be successful. And if you're all successful by not doing a second presentation during the week, but going off and doing your own thing, your decision, I respect that. Everyone's free to do whatever they want to do. I'm here to try and help you become successful, because we're pretty important, you know. Corsair and mp4, never forget how important we are. This is a great company. We've got co-founders who really care, not only about the planet, but really care about you and your success. Co-founders who are really honest about doing their best. And wow, do they work hard. Sometimes there are delays, that things don't get done straight away when they've said they're going to be done. It's not because they forgot. It's because they're working very hard. I see the messages that I get in our group with Jay, Wayne, and Andre. Middle in the night, they're working, yeah, responding, working hard. Yeah. Let's all work hard, because we can change our own quality of life for sure. And we can make this planet safe for future generations for sure. Yeah. I'm going to wrap up now. I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you the way that I've been able to speak to you, for you attending these 3 trainings. Yeah. I love doing this. And if I wasn't able to do it for you or for anyone else in mp4, I would be frustrated. But instead, I've got a feeling of gratitude that you're here, and I'm going to put this video up in the Telegram channel, plus the one from last week. I know that you have not yet seen the video of training number 2. It's ready, and I'll put it up there right now. For anyone who didn't see it, watch number 2, and then watch this one again. There's some pretty good stuff in here today, because I was inspired by you and everyone that was here. Thank you again. Thank you, Manuela. I hope I did not make your interpreting job too difficult today. Thank you to Luis and everyone else. Thank you, Roger, for your technical support. Always grateful. And have the rest of a great weekend. Bye for now, everyone. Thank you. Bye.